The Supercup went qualifying yesterday and we had laps at the limit around the Hungaroring. A few drivers would make some errors, but in the end we would find ourselves with Marcus Saman standing out above them all to take pole position in round 5 of the season. Welcome everyone to Grand Prix Sunday and to round 5 of the Porsche Mobil 1 Supercup at Budapest. It is all time to get going for what should be an important contest when it comes to the context of our 2026 championship. We are standing in the middle of a great fight as it stands, and this could be a round that goes a long way in deciding who is going to get a step closer to the crown this season. 16 laps coming your way, around 4.3 kilometers and 2.7 miles. We've got a circuit that has 34.6 meters of elevation change, 14 turns in total for the drivers to try and navigate, and this should be an absolute thriller as we get set and ready to go. To be quite a lot of fun up here in the commentary box. My name is Omi, a pleasure to have your company, and we are looking down at all of the fans that have come in the grandstands at this time of day to watch a bit of Supercup action. Nothing beats a bit of Supercup on Grand Prix Sunday. We've just finished an incredible Formula 3 race, which was an incredible fight. We're not going to spoil it for you. Unless we have to mention it at some other point for comparison. We will give you a spoiler warning if we do exactly that. Well, this is going to be a race which, as I mentioned, is going to go a long way in deciding our crown. We had this scenario last year. Now, last year this was round 6 of the season. This year it's round 5. That's because we've not done the Imola race, which the Imola replacement type race for this season, because of course last season we would have had Imola by this time. This year we have not. Instead we're having a double header at Zandvoort, so that's the way things are planned. Cars then lined up in position on the grid, and we are going to be getting the formation lap underway in about 2 minutes time. The final checks by all of the Porsche team members, and as they do that, right to the side of me is the starting grid, and I'm going to read you through it right now. Marcus Amann starts on pole position next to Chester Kiefer, and then it is Flint Schuring in 3rd and Wouter Borekamps is in 4th. Jack Young is in 5th, Polka Hupe starts in 6th position, and then it is Theo Overhaus in 7th and Jaap van Lagen is in 8th. Robert De Haan is in 9th, and then it is Matisse Ferreira in 10th. Keegan Masters is in 11th, and then it is Aldo Festante in 12th. Gus Burton in 13th. Andrea Bristott in 14th. Keep an eye out for him making some overtakes. Then it is McNeely and Sumic. Honkaruri is next to Dirk Schuiten. Bizzetti is 19th next to Greif in 20th. Ugran is 21st. Martinez 22nd. Sam Shaheen 23rd, and then it is Pisani in 24th place. Next in the order is Jack Villeneuve at 25th, Kai Pfister is 26th, Vega Diepa starts in 27th. In 28th position we are going to be seeing Ramirez, and he will start in last on the grid. Tension builds then here in the Super Cup as we get ready to get going. What an incredible, superb race this promises to be. Marcus Amand on pole for Lechner Racing. Is he going to be able to convert, or is he going to come under some form of pressure? So many question marks set for this race, as we are the middle race of this Support Series Grand Prix Sunday morning. F3 is done. Super Cup's on right now. F2 will be on after this. We'll have 16 laps, I should say, or 30 minutes, whichever comes first. That is the way that the Porsche Mobil 1 Super Cup operates in. and it's going to be very fascinating to see whether we are going to be in for a bit of a slow burner, which has happened in the past here with Hungaroring, or is it going to be straight into the action? Well, whichever way, we're going to end with a good race. I can absolutely guarantee you that. A reminder to you that Yuka Honkaruri, that is the number 21 driver in the Looping by Cartech team. He's not going to be eligible to score points today because he is a guest driver, and same applies with Jack Wilnerve, who is in the 911 Porsche Cup car as well. If you are synced up with us, just for information, we'll be able to go on board with Marcus Aman, Paul Kahupe, Philip Ugran and Paul Young. So to help, well, you guys at home see the story, Big and Hill will be utilising that to help us all. Well, help me call the race, help you see all of the action alongside my commentary, whichever way you are choosing to consume the Super Cup. Thank you very much for joining us. It is right now a sunny day at the Hungaroring. It was a sunny day when it came to practice. Only a few clouds. Air temperature was 23 degrees that day. And then in qualifying, the air temperature was about 23 once again. And we're all set here at Grand Prix Sunday. So, the podium ceremony by the air. Make sure to stay for the podium ceremony, by the way. We're going to have an overall podium, and then we're also going to have a rookie podium. So 2 podiums coming your way for quite literally the price of 1. So you get 2 national anthems, you get the overall, and then the top 3 rookies. If you want to identify rookies, check for a bracket and R next to their name. So that will give you the information as well. The letter R is going to be there, and that will tell you whether they are a rookie or not. So for example, as it stands, if the race was to finish like this, which of course it's not, then Chester Kiefer would be the rookie winner, Jack Young would be second, and Paul Kahupe would be third. That would be the rookie results as well. So that's how we're going to assess and keep an eye on all of that playing out. We're also going to be having the former Formula 1 Deputy Race Director, Herbie Blash, the Brit, on the podium, presenting some trophies for some of our overall drivers and rookie drivers as well. So let's see whether they're going to be able to get there. This is a race, of course, won by Mathis Jalbert, where he was able to claim a first victory in the Super Cup. Is this going to be the redemption for Marcus Amanda, I wonder? Is this going to be the moment where he gets redemption after what took place and what happened in Austria? In contention for the win all race long, and then a puncture right to the end that took him out of contention. As they line up and form up in position. You're very close to the 14th and final corner if you are the last few cars on the grid. It's just due to how many cars we've got. 28 in total, and they are all lined up and ready to do battle at the Hungaroring. The green flag has waved at the back. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Red lights are on. And the Porsche Mobil 1 Super Cup is underway and racing for the 5th time this season. Marcus Amanda's got a good start. The Schumacher CLRT cars are about to do battle with Wouter Borekamp, who's trying to go through on the inside line as well. It's Aman trying to maintain the lead, but round the outside has come the Schumacher CLRT driver, and that's going to be forced off wide for Chester Kiefer. Borekamp is going to go through as Chester Kiefer rejoins, and also dropping down the order is Schuring. Van Lagen is putting him under pressure. Borekamp's round the outside, out of turn number 2. Can he get into the race lead? Amanda's going to get his elbows out. It's going to be the inside line for Borekamp, but he can't quite keep the foot in. And it's Amand with the lead. A few drivers running out wide on the exit of turn 4. So it's Amand with the lead around the outside. Now looks to go Chester Kiefer at turn number 4. It's close between 2nd and 3rd. A few drivers go off in the background. Very, very wide. I think one of them was Jack Young. But Marcus Aman does have the lead. We can say that. Chester Kiefer's in 2nd. In 3rd position, it's Borekamp's. The yellow flags are flying somewhere else on the circuit as we head down towards the chicane. And it's wheel-to-wheel action on the opening tour of this one then. And a few drivers just looking for manoeuvres. A few drivers looking for the inside. A few drivers looking for the outside. No such moves made yet at this stage as they fly by the corners of turn number 11. You get through 12 very, very shortly, and then you get to turn number 13, and it's very close between our top 2. Take a look at this. The pressure is being applied by Chester Kiefer, who is all over the back of Marcus Amand at this stage. So he's not leaving anything on the line. He wants to go on the charge. The yellow flags are still out somewhere. So due to that, we're continuing to race until we see something. And there we go. Out of the race. And one of our contenders has gone us, the number 4. That's going to be out of the contest of Keegan Masters. And that is a shame for him. He's pulled off directly next to the barrier. So they could push him, but the safety car is going to be out regardless. So they put out the safety car regardless, and they are gonna, and that is Flint Schuring with damage, and that Porsche car is not pointing in the right direction, and Paul Kahupe's also had a bit of a hit as well. But that is a big moment in the context of the championship. Flint Schuring coming down into the pit lane, and he's got a puncture, or he's got some form of a damage that could definitely, well, have an impact overall for a long time. But that's a big moment. We did say that this could be a race which has big impacts to the title race, and it seems like it's exactly done that. We didn't see him basically after a certain point, but he absolutely was dropping down the order and was losing time, as they're trying to bring him in as quick as possible to get that tyre change and get him back in the contest. They want to try at least have a chance of recovering something. Schumacher CLRT will of course continue on. But wow, that is the last thing that the man in the lead of this championship, your championship leader by 20 points, has just had a moment like that. Let's go back to the start and review what took place. Great getaway for Oman, but it's a long run down to turn 1 in the second phase of the start. Already the Schumacher CLRT cars are slipstreaming at this stage. 2x2 into the first turn. Oman had the lead. Jaap van Lagen's late on the brakes. Both Schumacher CLRT cars are going to go off and wide. They're going to rejoin. And then it gets very close in the background as they were scrapping it out and making their way through. And then it's all about hitting the brakes. Jack Young, we'll keep an eye on him. He started in 5th, he's currently in 4th. But he was just assessing options and seeing where a gap was open. He's going to pull to the outside line. Where does Flint Schuring pick up the puncture? Okay, it's getting very much argy-bargy in the mid-pack. There we go. Jaap van Lagen collides with Flint Schuring, and they both go very wide. It opens the door perfectly. This is on board with Paul Cooper. Actually, is it later on in the lap? Is it turn 4 they collide? So does Schuring have 2 collisions? Oh my word, that's a big whack from Kahupe to Schuring, and Schuring having no control of the car as Chester Kiefer went the long way round. And that is definitely going to be a lot of work for the stewards. And, well, summer break is ready for Keegan Masters. Doing his best Fernando Alonso impression. He is very much ready for the summer break. It has not been the start of the campaign that he would have wanted. It has not been the race that Schuring wanted. And a puncture for him, and even beyond a puncture route really, it's taken a whack to suspension. And that's a big blow to a driver with championship ambitions in this. So Schuring is retired. Kahupe is retired. Masters has retired. Verstante's still running at the back in 28th. That is 4 drivers who have found themselves with trouble. But here we go then. Let's get ready to race once more. We are going to make our way as we check in once again with Kahupe. And he is, well, down a pit lane, and yeah, that very much does look like day over. They might send him back out there for practice, but other than that, there is going to be no reason why they would. Marcus Aman then is about to take us back to green flag racing conditions with the entire field tucked in behind. You're going to have a whole group of drivers trying to give chase to the man in the race lead. Aman weaving at this stage. And he's going to look to try and get his foot flat to the floor as he holds them all up and then gets to get his foot down very, very shortly. Now, once he does so, it'll be his indication to go. Marcus Amand round the final corner. Does Chester Kiefer go with him? At this stage, the answer appears to be yes. Slightly wide even for Marcus Amand. This looks like a good run for Kiefer. The green flags fly once again for the Porsche Mobil 1 Supercup. Over the line we go and on to the next tour of the race. Down towards turn 1. Does Kiefer have a chance to do something under braking? Armand has the race lead and he holds it into turn number 1. That's a switch. Sell of a dummy by Robert De Haan, who goes down the inside. De Haan fighting his way past Matisse Ferreira round. In the background goes Jaap van Lagen. Van Lagen facing the wrong way momentarily, but he will continue on. So a dramatic restart for him. As in the middle of the pack, Doug Schutten is looking for an opportunity. So is Yuka Honkaruri. And he's trying to fight his way by and gain a position as well. Uphill to turn number 4. Armand, Kiefer, Boerkamps as they fly their way through the 4th turn of the circuit as you go uphill. Let's take a look at a replay immediately. So De Haan's going for a move on Ferreira. There's going to be a tag from Bristott, and he is the one who wipes out Jaap van Lagen, who finds himself going off. Bristott still wheel to wheel. Now you're going to see Matisse Ferreira under pressure from Gus Burton. Burton trying to get by. Ferreira's all over the road. He's kicking up the dust. He's kicking up everything really at this stage. And Burton has wheel to wheel contact, door to door, British touring car stuff basically as they make their way through. Burton still parking the bus at this stage. Up against Overhouse. Overhouse knows this is a big chance for him to gain in the championship, even if at some point he gains something. Still some drivers further back look for some manoeuvres. But this is exactly what, if you are a championship contender, you are looking for. And you're trying to give chase to Flint Shearing. Yellow flags are out on the circuit. Dropping down my timing board as well was one of the drivers. So dropping down to 24th. We'll have to wait and see. I think it could be Vega Diepa. He's running at the back as well. But yes, there's definitely some issues that have got on for one of our contenders in the field, and that is a shame. Last thing that you wanted is we go through the first turn with Robert De Haan chasing down Jack Young. It's Martinez actually who dropped to 24th position. So he was the driver that was involved, as now De Haan running very much hip and shoulders right now with Jack Young. Shearing and Van Lagen, their incident has been noted, so not under investigation yet, but you have to assume it will be. Based on everything that has just come our way, as they head through 4, make their way into 5, inside line, being looked at by Robert De Haan. So it's just trying to make the manoeuvre in towards the chicane. The 6th turn of the circuit, and then you make your way through the 7th, and we will fight our way then through this middle sector now, and it's all about following closely, and then you'll get an opportunity to go on the attack when we make our way over the line. They're getting very close. They're kicking up the gravel, in fact, with how tight they're going to the inside line. So they're going to have to sweep up the circuit just a little bit before the Formula 2 race that is coming up next here at the Hungaroring, as they hit the brakes. Right, let's see who made what manoeuvres. Drivers, well, no, we're not going to look at a manoeuvre. We're going to look at Martinez going round. That was the cause for the yellow a few moments ago. This could be something. Jack Villeneuve under pressure. And Villeneuve drove himself off the circuit. And he lost the position as a result. So, as Villeneuve made a mistake, through went Pfister, who said thank you very much. Good chance for De Haan. Down towards the braking zone. Does he send it late on the brakes? Having a look at least. Up the inside line. And not able to get his way by. And still going to be side by side. De Haan flashing the headlights. The Supercup way of things. And then tries to change the direction and go down the inside. Not an option either. And they are running very close together as things stand. So Bristott, black and white flag for track limits. As De Haan will fly through. Look at the exit speed that he has into turn 4. He's getting very close for a move even into turn number 5, which is something you don't usually get to see. You don't often get to see something of that kind being made. Mizzetti, black and white flag for track limits. We're getting into track limits territory again. Track limits, always such a big factor when it comes to this circuit. We've had it across so many of the different championships as well. And it's Robert De Haan who is ahead of Jack Young as they continue kicking up the dust. We're on lap 6 out of 16. And JB now joins us up here in the commentary box as well in the Porsche Supercup.
Hi Amy, hi everyone. Yep, all set then for what hopefully is going to be a cracking race. As I've got an incident involving now on the moving for the signal, so that's usually some form of penalty. Just taking every opportunity I can to fix other issues around and also get ready for the day. What do you think of the new shirt, by the way? I thought it was a very Hungarian feel shirt for today with multicoloured. But yeah, all looking good, and I think there's a lot of pressure on as well, don't you think, today, for Amand to get this one right. As actually, I've just had if you keep, I'll tell you what's interesting. If you keep the Timey 71 open from the F3 race, all the penalty notifications come through. So car 8's under investigation for track limits, I've been told now, as Villeneuve trying to make his way through. By the way, Amy, I have figured it all out. Formula E I'll do in the second setup, as Villeneuve still trying to go around the outside. Well, Jacques Villeneuve's no stranger to making moves around the outside, down into turn 2. That's a brave one. He should have it, and he's done it.
Well done. Villeneuve is able to fight his way by. So he was wide earlier on, but he makes the maneuver now at turn number 2. And then is ahead at turn 3.
Much more like it.
And down towards 4 as well.
So I figured it out, by the way. If I do Formula E in the second setup, you can do both Formula 2 and touring cars in here. So,
that is true.
Yeah, so no change at all. And Formula E is the easiest one to change with setups because their TV pictures are provided elsewhere. So I'll do Formula E in the second setup, as I have been this weekend. And touring cars can be done in here. Race 2, I'll provide you pictures off of Megan's laptop.
So I don't need to stream race 1, do I now?
No, you don't. But you need to stream race 2.
Yes.
And we should all be golden. Because that all should be golden.
Absolutely. So yeah, nice plan organised. We've got Sven quickly on the pit wall as well, who is in conversation right now.
Yeah, I think it's a good battle at the front, at least for the top 2 who are quite close together. Then we have a bit of a gap, but as you can see, the race is not finished, and I'm pretty sure we're gonna have quite some good fights, and we still have half a race to go, so definitely a lot's gonna happen.
A lot is still to happen as Robert de Haan is just continuously getting more impatient in behind the number 29.
Thought it was going to be. I don't think Kai's got used to saying thank you. He just sort of drops him quite quickly.
Yeah, I think that's it. That's all we'll hear for Sven. We usually get one question, and that is about it. But yes, thank you very much to Sven for getting in conversation with us and giving us some of his thoughts on all of the chaos that's taking place as Robert de Haan looks to try and make a move. And we've got the yellow flags out momentarily. It's back to green now. Yeah. Ramirez dropped down our timing board.
Double yellow sector 5 that came out as well. As I wonder if we're going to see a move here from Robert de Haan to get ahead of Jack Young. P4 as things come into it. And Jack Young had a miserable race last time out in Belgium. Wasn't great in the qualifying and practices, and then was here, there and everywhere. But Robert de Haan looking to try and bounce back from what has been again, up and down season. Looking good at one point, then rubbish in others, but still our championship favourite.
Yep, absolutely. That is very much the case for him as things stand at the moment, as they fight their way by. It's getting very close through these final few corners. Well, so far, here as Cahupe and Martyrs, the collision has been noted at turn number 5. So far here at the Hungaroring, we had an F3 race that was purely championship focused and based. We've had a Porsche Supercup race, which has had big implications with the championship leader out. So it's setting the tone of the day. Our championship leader in Formula 2 has got a penalty in terms of the grid. And even our championship leader in Formula 1 has a penalty in terms of the grid as well, along with Lewis Hamilton. So it's very much a championship-based day here at the Hungaroring.
It is all go, and it's exactly how I think we all plan to witness it. And I quite like that sort of whole mentality, really, about how you can push and you can save a lot more pace and power. So yeah, 50% of the time it is good as gold. Yellow flag out again, and we've got a car spun and continued at turn 2. It's car 13.
Okay, so Ramirez continues to drop down the order then, and continues to get himself into a little bit of trouble, it seems, at the moment. 2. So Overhouse is leading Dirk Shooten. That's 10th and 11th in this little battle that we've got. The front of the field. Oh, at turn number 4, that's getting close between Dehan. Still trying to get past Jack Young. He's not being allowed through at any part of the circuit, even though he seems to have such an overspeed.
Yeah, he's being made to fight time and time again, isn't he, as well? And this is the problem with an incident involving car 7 is now under investigation for track limits coming into it. So that is our 6th place man on the board. But yeah, this is the problem with Hungaroring. You can't find, it's Bristol, you can't find the momentum to get the overtake done this early. So you're just constantly in a battle to just try and get it right. 9 times out of 10, you get it wrong. It's a hard circuit to get right.
It is, absolutely. 28 drivers were running in the field earlier from 15 different countries. You've got 11 rookies in the field. You've got a guest driver, and then you've also got 3 non-permanent drivers. It's very much game on at the front as well. Laps are ticking though, and it's hard to make a maneuver, but it's going to be about just trying to. Bristott penalty now, Mazzetti penalty, so those are the only 2 drivers so far in this race that have got a penalty that has come through to their name. We expected track limits, I guess, to be a bit of a factor, and it's proving to be.
Sadly, yeah. And that's the most annoying and disappointing thing, is that we expected to have problems with the track limits. And Tia Overhouse and McNeely has been noted for that turn 2 causing a collision before I got to the box, but it's a tight circuit. It's 40 years old. Let's hear from Robert Dehan.
Our tires are cooked.
Yeah.
Robert, secure that place. We need the point. It's very important.
That was going to be my next point, Omi, about how the tyres they do get cooked incredibly quickly because it's just a circuit type. You just sort of get it all. It's all rushed up together, and if you sit in the dirty air for too long, even in a GT car, you get the cooked brakes, the cooked air from the car in front, and you want the tyres warm, but you don't want them overheating. And that's exactly what's happening. And then you start sliding. You want Michelin grip with Pirelli rubber all around you. It is literally like being on an ice rink.
Yeah, and he's been stuck behind ever since the safety car restart. So that's the issue that he's faced. Because he's just been stuck all race long, so he may have the pace, but eventually the tyres are going to drop off. And that's what happened as well between our top 2 in Formula 3. We were very much set for a last lap battle between the title contenders, but it ended up with the driver who was in second not being able to make the move for the lead, just purely because he was stuck for a few laps behind, and that would have worsened his tyres, and we ended with lots of blisters and tyres that weren't looking in a good shape. That was the Pirellis for Formula 3. We've got the Michelin, as you mentioned, for Porsche Supercup, and basically you've got Pirelli all day really, and then you just get a bit of Michelin slotted in, usually across the schedule at some point.
And that works, doesn't it, for everybody? Just it sort of rubbers in acid. Michelin are a different compound in terms of the way they make the tyres. You might think, oh, tyres are tyres. No. Pirelli like to put a bit more shine to the tyres and allow their degrading agent to sort of wear into the surface a bit more, whereas Michelin very much just throw the rubber on, have its own special mixture where it's a smooth, long, durable tyre compared to the Pirellis which break down easily. So you get less Michelin rubber on the track compared to a Pirelli, which is designed to break up quite quickly and give us a bit closer racing. These Michelins are designed for longevity, so getting the rubber out is incredibly hard. And every time you put rubber down, you're fighting with that Pirelli rubber, and you slide. And that's what. So it's kind of a juxtaposition, but you can see why they're missing the apexes and getting in the dirty air. It's a really challenging thing, and the Porsche drivers love it. They love the fact that it's more fun for them, and well, to be fair, credit to them.
Yeah, credit to them as well. Can Dehan send it late on the brakes? He's getting impatient, but no, can't do anything at turn number 1. Can he remain close through turn number 2? That's going to be the interesting question, as he very much tucks in the wheel tracks now. He's going to be looking to try and sell the dummy. Very nearly got to the inside line of turn number 2, but still is just pushing Jack Young through these corners. You have to give it to Jack Young, though. He's not making a mistake at all. He's just keeping it on the road, and then there's no chance for Dehan to get by. Turn 4's always going to be a close overtaking opportunity if you can get close enough. Dehan flashing the headlights as he tries to get on by. Now he gets the inside line for the next corner, but Young is still going to hang on.
Yeah, he's hanging on, and he's hanging on nicely. It's a proper slipstream battle that is happening right now. Robert Dehan desperate to try and get through. Look at that, he's jumping over the chicane almost. Be careful about track limits. He's flashing the lights. You said earlier, it's like a touring car race. That is a stereotypical touring car maneuver. Robert Dehan is now furious at Jack Young, and he will make a move. Turn 12 looks likely downhill. If he can get it as Briscott and Jaap van Legen under investigation for causing that contact. Turn 1 down into 12. Can he now get on the inside? I don't think he can, Omi.
Yeah, not quite, not close enough. A part of the circuit that we've already seen a lot of chaos in Formula 3 with the leaders colliding earlier on. But it's going to be for the Super Cup. Luckily, the leader's not close enough to that part of the circuit to go anywhere near something as wild as that. So they're behaving. They're being cautious here in the Super Cup compared to the F3 that we've just had earlier on. Will be fascinating to see how F2 compare to all of the chaos that's taken place so far here at the Hungaroring. But definitely some drivers with a lot of things to prove. Robert Dehan feels like he has something to prove, but he just can't make the overtake. And he's going to be right now getting annoyed about the difficult qualifying, because he knows that the pace was with the team because his teammate took pole, and he will be most of all annoyed that he wasn't able to qualify well, because he could have easily been in that first place position right now.
Bristott's been given a 5-second time penalty for causing a collision, by the way, Omi, so he'll drop down. Here's Jack Young's radio.
Keep cool. You can finish it in front of him.
Is that keep your cool and you can finish in front of him? Yeah, I think that's a believable possible advantage from the mixture. So I'd say the same thing. Just keep cool, keep your pressure on. I think you've got him.
Basically what he's done for this race, just keep doing that. Just remain calm, defend the right places, and hold the position as we look to Bizzetti. And Bristol continues to pick up more and more penalties in this race. So he got one for track limits and he's got one for causing a collision. So that would be 10 seconds now. Basically just out of the points. Completely done for Bristol, unfortunately. He's got 6th on the road, but yeah, with 10 seconds, he's not really going to be able to do much.
No, sadly not. As with, what was it, lap 13 of 16 now, we'll close back into more powerful shots. And there's Tio Overhouse. And Honkavaro has been given a black and white flag for track limits violations again.
Yep. So that's just been given to them now, as we have 3 laps to go, including this one then, as the drivers make their way through. Dehan beginning to just naturally lose some time, and he's having to do that just to make sure that he's got some tyres left, even. He can't really just follow as close as he wants.
What is the hit to overtake this guy? How much points I can? It's only 2 points. Okay, if it's risky, it's only 2 points. We need it. You need it. So keep focused.
You need the points. You need the points. And Robert Dehan behind the wheel right now is debating whether it's worth making this move or whether to just give up. And the team is like, no, you need these points.
Don't give up. Never give up. And Robert Dehan usually say, you need the points, you need the battle, you need the pressure. Give up now, and you simply root the championship over, don't you?
Yeah, I've not really heard that in a while, where a driver's thinking about giving up of trying to go for a position, but the team's being like, no, you need these points. I think the driver would think that. But no, they're thinking that now as well, because technically Flynn Turing's retired, so, that's the championship leader retired. You just don't know what chances could come later on in the season. So he does need these points, because, he had a retirement, he was put on the back foot. What's happened right now to Dehan in Spain has happened to Turing here today. So this is absolutely game on, because Robert Dehan is about to gain points to Flint Turing's total, and it means that it's going to be game on for the championship heading into the final 2 rounds, which of course with Zandvoort will be a double header after the summer break.
Yeah, double header as well for the final time we'll race there in the Porsche Supercup, and that's going to be a bit upsetting actually, because it's a great track to go racing at.
It is. Single seaters, we've had a lot of fun there. So is of course GT racing which have definitely taken advantage of that circuit. Hopefully these drivers can still race there in the Carrera Cups, but for the Super Cup it sticks to the Formula 1 schedule and will do so until at least 2030, and probably will get a contract extension beyond that because they've been on the schedule since 1993.
Makes sense. Keep them going. Was it 33 years now as well? They've been racing on these tracks.
Something like that. 33, 34, one of them.
And Sky F1 still can't show their qualifying. Hello, Omi. Track limits will be investigated after the race.
Wow. Okay.
We expected
limits.
it, yeah.
It's going to be a lot for them to look at, I guess.
Mental is that much.
Yeah, they're just going to have to review absolutely everything at this stage. But it's just the way things are going, it seems, at the moment. And yes, the 34th season of the Super Cup. Race 339 this is, of the championship as well. And that is quite impressive because considering we only do like 8 races a season, remember. So it's not like we're just doing thousands of races like F1 or F2 getting 28 races a year. So that's why it's only 339. So a lot of races done here on the F1 schedule and on the F1 support book.
That's how we like to see it, really, isn't it? Where's Wes anyway at the moment?
Sleeping right now.
Just wondering if he'd be up for joining you for the touring car race too.
Maybe, but he's probably going to be sorting out F1 things. So I'll ask him, and I will see as well. We're on the final lap of this specific race, though, at the moment in time, as they currently make their way through on the circuit, and soon it's going to be the winning moment for the man in P1, Marcus Amand, and an investigation after the race will be for Schuring and for Kahupe for a turn number 4 collision.
Yeah, let's hold that on together a bit more now. There's such a pressure on the drivers, isn't there? Get this right, get it on. 50-50 really in my book.
Yep. Lots of pressure indeed. This is Chester Kiefer just trying to push to the maximum at the moment and chase down Marcus Amand, but as we're on the final lap, opportunities are very much running out at this stage, and it's going to take now something extraordinary for Amand to be beaten, because we're in the final corners of the race, and Chester Kiefer has given it his all. He's had some good pace, but he's never been able to have a realistic challenge, bar the opening lap of the race where Marcus Amand was under pressure left, right and centre, but he was able to control it from there beyond lap 1 all the way till the 16th lap and the 13th and then the 14th and final corner on the circuit for Marcus Amand. Well, he's had a best result of 4th place in the Porsche Mobil 1 Super Cup. He will get his first podium, and with that he will fire his way to the top step as Marcus Amand takes the checkered flag and wins for the first time in the Porsche Mobil 1 Super Cup. It's Kiefer in 2nd and Borekamps will come over the line in 3rd position. Young is in 4th, and he hangs on up against Dehaan, who was not able to get those extra points, and it's Bristot's 10-second penalty that will be applied, and it's going to promote, well, it's going to demote him down. The order is going to promote up drivers like Burton, Matisse Ferreira, and they all finish higher, but in the end, Amand wins.
Amand wins. He's been showing that all weekend long. That's a brilliant result. FIA might have a little word with Hungaroring. The Porsche Mobil 1 Super Cup is not an FIA championship. They waved the FIA checkered flag. That is not what needed to happen there.
Yes, Marcus, you know what you're doing. You know what you're doing. You're a Porsche Super Cup winner. This is your first victory, man. Well done. Big congrats. Great job. Super.
Chapeau, Marcus. Very strong race from you. Controlling from the beginning of the race. The team is very proud of you. Congratulations. Chapeau.
Oh, I'm so happy. I was so stressed, man.
Well,
Yeah, that's good news, isn't it? I mean, what a good news day.
Absolutely. It is quite a lot of fun to see new winners. And, well, we've started off the Hungaroring Grand Prix Sunday with basically just that. New winner in Formula 3, new winner in Super Cup. What's going to happen in F2 and F1 that remain?
Congrats. Second podium in a row, second victory in rookie in a row. Really amazing. Congratulations. Copy, thanks a lot. Yeah, car was really amazing. Really, really incredible to drive. It was super fun to drive. Thanks a lot. Thanks a lot.
2 started first, second, finished first, second. And they were separated by 7/10 of a second across the line. Rookie winner once again, Chester Kiefer, 4 camps.
Yes, mate, that's it. C3. Fantastic effort. Well done, Albert. Well done. Thank you, guys. Thank you very much. The pace was horrible, but I made the best out of it. It was hard work, but thanks for the progress. Really happy with the progress. It's not good. Thanks.
Yeah, pace was horrible. 8.4 seconds between himself and the race win in about the under 25 minute race that we would have had without the safety car as well, even less than that. So yeah, very much one where the drivers had to work it all out across 12 laps of racing, and it was very much a sprint all the way from there till the end, with no other proper real intervention.
All out to ball camps.
Car was really good. It was on it from the beginning to the end. Thank you, guys.
And the fastest lap as well. Good job.
For this point.
Yep. So they are very happy down there, and as they should, because that is an incredible drive put together, and quickest lap, as they mentioned as well, of the race 2. So Armand with the clean air, I guess proving how important the clean air actually is, and he puts his name on the top step of the podium. Very, very soon, for now, he's definitely P1 as well on the board. The rookie drivers just make their way through. Chester Kiefer will get to go on there twice, and we'll hear the Luxembourg national anthem for Kiefer for Marcus Armand on the top step of the podium.
Cracking race. Cracking actually coming up later actually as well. Just trying to work out how all this is going to work today. It gets
I think you've done a good job of working it out so far.
Gets a little bit complicated though. I think Megan's laptop starts the touring cars, then it shifts over to my computer after Formula 2. And my laptop takes Formula E up until and then I think for I don't know about the F2 commentary. That might have to be done via a Discord phone, no cameras for that race. that might actually have to be how it is. I don't know. I'm so confused right now.
The way things are working out, I guess.
Can I leave you a minute? I need to go put my iPad on charge, just because it's got a fast charge, isn't it? So that might help us a little bit.
Okay. I will let you go do that, and we will continue to enjoy the celebrations down in Park Fermin as the drivers get instructed where to go. And they need that as well. Just wondering whether we can listen in and hear some of the insight. They're in conversation down there, aren't they? Few voices in the background. Marcus Armand would be leading this championship by a single point had it not been for the puncture in Austria. And even if, he did settle for a lower position, would have been up there. So that's how much bad luck has cost so many of our contenders. I'd say it's one apiece now, isn't it? It's one apiece for bad luck. Schuringer's had now one, Robert Dehaan's had one, Armand had one. It's crazy to think how wide open this championship is just because there's chaos every single round. Lap 1s this season are just, you've got to try and keep up with so much on lap 1s. It's incredible. There's nothing like a Super Cup lap 1, it's all I'll say. There is so much going on. There is so much going on lap 1 for the Porsche Mobil 1 Super Cup. And then across the race as well, it's not half bad either. Some of the circuits can be a little bit tricky to overtake at, but I think it was a great battle that was ongoing between Jack Young and his rival Robert De Haan. Stick with us for the podium ceremonies in a few moments' time. We'll have 2 coming up for you. And it's where Marcus Amand will get to go to the top step of the podium. Let us know in the comments, or well, in the live chat, your thoughts on that race and how you, well, found all of the fun that we've just seen out there. Let us know your thoughts on the day as well, overall. As fans see them on the grandstand, in the grandstands. Yeah, they see themselves in the grandstands and give us. It's always fantastic. I love those. I love those shots. Of course, while nothing's going on, we want to keep the focus on the circuit when there is racing. When there's not, and when we're just filling time, always great to see the fans and what type of flags they've got, all of the wave, all of the fun they give us as well. Okay, deep breath. Let's get them onto the podium. We're starting off with the overall podium, so it begins with Wouter Boorekamps, who will go to 3rd position. Could have been in the lead, could have got 2nd, could have been 1st, could have been 3rd, and was 3rd. So many different possibilities. Purely because lap 1 was so important. We'll head to the circuit of Zandvoort for 2 races. So we'll see what will happen there. As meanwhile, Flint Turing will fire his way to the top step of the podium, and we'll hear the national anthem. The national anthem for Marcus Amand, who ends as the race winner. And an incredible performance and an incredible drive by him to get himself to the top step of the podium. And he will be absolutely delighted with that one as we see the trophies presented as well in a few moments' time to our driver of Chester Kiefer. And then, very much swiftly, on towards 3rd place finisher Wouter Boorekamps 2. Of course, you have got the team of trophy presenters. You've got Albert Reimold, who's the member of the executive board for production and logistics at Porsche. As they get the celebration started here in Budapest, the overall podium is done, and it is Marcus Amand's name on the trophy as he gets ready to head into what is going to be a lovely summer break for him, for the rest of them. Bit of work to do. Flynn Schuring knows his championship has been cut down and he's going to have to perform in the remaining 3 races, 2 rounds that the Mobil 1 Supercup has left to run in 2026. This is going to be quite a lot of fun, and that's the overall podium then done, and we will wait now for the rookies very shortly, in a few moments' time. Herbie Blash, the former Formula 1 Deputy Race Director, as you mentioned, they are going to be there presenting the trophies as well. They were, and they are going to be once again in a few moments' time. We put you on orbit in the meantime because we don't have any more results to show you as they have gone off, unfortunately. So we're going to keep it with orbit and let you listen to the incredible sounds of the celebrations and, well, to my voice as well at the same time. Okay, let's welcome our drivers onto the podium then. This is the rookie podium this time. We'll do so in a few moments' time once they're all ready. Chester Kiefer will be back up there. But it is going to be Matisse Ferreira, the Brazilian driver, who is first of all getting himself into 3rd. second position is going to be heading the way very, very shortly of Jack Young, and then you're going to find yourself next up with the race victor being the man who was second overall, of course, Chester Kiefer. And Chester Kiefer makes his way on to the top step now. So he's got one trophy and he's got another trophy. And for the second week in a row, we will hear the Luxembourg national anthem. Congratulations, Chester Kiefer, on an incredible rookie win for him. As the caps go back on, the trophies get presented by both Wymold and Blash. And they vary, of course, who gives what, to make sure that they can give. It's all the 6 drivers there have been, or well, 5 drivers, but you know, they're filled 6 slots on the rostrum. There's Formula 1 weekend, superb Formula 1 weekend as well. So far of racing action, and we've still got an F2 race yet to run, and that'll be next up in a few moments time. But a very solid race, and it's more celebrations for Chester Kiefer, who finds himself on the top step of the podium and now gets ready to head into the summer break very much with control when it comes to the rookie standings. He's been doing so well, and it's all just going to be about continuing to bring this one home for him. But he was level with Andrea Bristott. He'll go past Andrea Bristott now with the latest result. These last few rounds have been incredibly consistent for him. Okay, let's run you through the results. Marcus Amand ends as the winner, Chester Kiefer in second, and Wouter Boerkamps in third. Young in fourth, and Dehaan in fifth. They had a race-long battle. Ferreira sixth, Burton seventh, McNeely eighth, Overhouse in ninth, and Dirk Schuten in 10th. Honkaruri in 11th, and then Caleb Sumich 12th, Andrea Bristott 13th, Philip Ugran in 14th, Greif 15th, then Van Lagen, Pisani, Mazzetti, Shaheen, and Jack Villeneuve finished in 20th position. Vectiepa 21st, Martinez 22nd, Pfister 23rd, Ramirez was your final finisher. He had a spin and a retirement. Schuring, Cahoot Masters, and Vestante. JB, what is your final thoughts?
Once again, a cracking race for Porsches, and I'm looking forward to the double header we're going to get in the Netherlands in about a month's time. It's going to be, I think, a lot better because it's a tight circuit like this one, but the previous years we've had nothing but fun.
Yeah, absolutely. There's going to be a lot of fun coming our way when we go racing at Zandvoort. That's what remains, along with our season finale when it comes to the Temple of Speed at Monza. But now we are going to get set for a summer break for the Porsche Mobil 1 Supercup. It has been an intense few weeks racing in Europe, but it's Marcus Amand who leaves with top honours here from the Hungaroring. We will see you when the Supercup returns.